And that morning I decided that I would go to the hardware and buy some tools and teach myself how to do this thing. So,
And that was here?
and that was right here at Wickie Wackie, yes. So with no experience really in cabinetry or carpentry, I started building my own.
So the first thing you built was a sound system?
The first thing I built was my own sound system. Well, like most kids, my introduction to sound system was hearing it in the distance. I was too young to go to where it was playing, but I can't remember the first time I saw one, and it was back somewhere about 1957. The thing that attracted me to it was the guy playing the records. He would change the needle after every song, and it was literally a needle, a piece of steel with a point. And he would have two boxes. He would take out the new needle, put in, play one record, take it out and throw it away. At times when he's putting it in the top of the box, because open the box, this is full, this is empty. Sometimes when he's changing and go like this, the needle will drop on the ground, I will pick it up, you know. But yeah, that was the first time I saw a sound system. Of course, if you're interested in music in those days, they never have television or anything like that. So it was all about what's on the radio or what you could hear playing in the distance. In those days, entertainment was so limited that you're just glad to hear anything play. So that is why the old-time dancehall artists used to sing a lot of Italian music or a lot of, and these are all white music, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just singing songs by Mario Lanza, Eddie Fisher, Frank Sinatra, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, there's rhythm and blues, you know,
Yeah.
black people music. But you know, for the most part, it was really what the white world was doing. That really appealed to us.
Yeah.
I used to read a lot about speaker design and all that. And most guys have a little sound system. Like you build a little box, just a box, you know. But after a while now, you tend to want to do something different. And I remember coming up with a design, and I couldn't build it. I had to ask a guy who was versed with tools, you know, carpentry. And I liked what it sounded like, you know.
Yeah.
And I decided that I wanted to build more. We built the first box and it sounded really good, so I thought that I would want some more of them. So he came and he built one more, and I had to go back to his job, you know. And then he promised to come after that and complete the other two. Well, I got a party to play at, and he couldn't turn up. And that morning I decided that I would go to the hardware and buy some tools and teach myself how to do this thing. It was very ambitious and at times very challenging, you know, but you're determined to finish it, so it was going to get done. I had no doubt in my mind that I was going to finish it.
A lot of times people end up creating things out of necessity. So there was a need to be filled, and they decided to find a creative way to fill that need, and I feel like that's exactly, you know, what
Yeah, man, that's it. Yeah, exactly it. I'm seeing a movement now, very alive in the Middle East, and they're actively going after Jamaican type sound system. I heard some time ago, I mean, I don't want to say it because it sounds stupid, but I hear that they're thinking that one day oil might run out.
So they want something
And
else.
tourism is always an income earner. So.
Yeah.
And then music and reggae music is definitely a draw, you know. So.
Do you think that reggae music needs the sound system as a part of its
Reggae
genre?
music needs a sound system. It does.
Why?
A big sound system. because that's the whole feel of it. It's like hip hop. You can't have hip hop on a little speaker. It doesn't. No, you need that big fat bass. You know? An important thing, though, is the whole thing of community. I remember back in the 70s and even up to the mid 80s, if a sound system came out of a particular area, in Kingston, right, because I know about what was happening in Kingston. If a sound system is, say, from Hagley Park Road, all the young guys who are interested in music, in DJing, in selecting, they would try to get close to the sound system. And when it was actually going out on an engagement to play at a party, that truck would have enough manpower to move everything that needed moving. But interestingly, back in those days, who would be on that truck would be the DJs. And some of them were even halfway to becoming stars, you know. And they would still be on the back of the truck at 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening going to an event. No, you don't see that happening again. People are turning up at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning to do one song and, you know, passing through. So, Super Cat and all these guys, I remember seeing them just on the back of a truck going to a dance, and sometimes even walk into a dance on the mic all night and then walk back home. It's real DJ, I mean. And almost every DJ used to belong to a sound system.
Yeah.
It was usually 2 DJs. Usually 2.
I didn't know that.
When you built the first one, like, did you see it playing out to be this big thing that it would like?
The first sound system I built, those guys came to Jamaica, so I met them here. And they told me that they wanted a big sound system for a huge festival that they had. So I thought they wanted me to come to Dubai to build it, but they said no, they wanted me to build it here. And the entire process was documented, and so it was built here, exported to Dubai. But I've gone back there since and built one more. That was last year. There is nothing stopping any young person from getting into sound system, you know. And it depends what area of sound system they might be interested in. The building part of it might be getting harder and harder because most people are now importing stuff. But our sound system still being built, yes, of course.